Morning, Carrie.
Morning. How are you guys?
Good, how are you?
Good. We'll give it about one more minute here to see if anyone else is joining us, and then we will get started.
Sure.
I'm just muting you guys because when there's only one other person on, anytime you make a sound, it'll switch the screen to recording yours. So that's just for now, just to make sure that it stays on my screen. As soon as if 3 people join, then for some reason I can spotlight mine and make it stay on mine. But yeah, for now I'll just mute you guys just to make sure that the screen stays on, the recording stays on my screen.
No problem.
Okay, well, we are at 6:15, so we will get started. Okay, I'll get everyone to just start with jogging on the spot there, getting warmed up. Exercise number 1 is a front raise. So if I don't have any bands available or light weights, my body weight option is still gonna get the shoulders working, right? It's coming down, walking it down into a plank, and then walking it back in. Okay, if I need to take a rest at some point, I can just stand all the way up in between reps, or I can just keep walking it out, walking it back in. Okay, if I've got a mini band, I can do that with a mini band. So there I'm stepping on it. I want to make sure my shoulders are still set up, back and down. I'm gonna exhale as I raise up, kind of about to eye level here. Control it back down, raise up, and bring it back down. So just making sure that it's not just the front, right? My shoulders are working all together, so I should feel a little bit of that upper back engaged. If I don't have a long band, but I have some mini bands, I can do it with that as well. Here, it's gonna be a little bit different, but just getting some outward tension, and then I'm still going into that same controlled movement, trying to maintain that outward tension the entire round. Okay, next let's get some arm circles going, about 10 forward, 10 backward, 10 nice and wide. Exercise number 2 is curls. So if you do need to, there's still the doorway as an option, right there. I'll just angle this a little bit. Okay, there, I'm angling myself, but then I'm making sure I'm pulling up. So my chest is actually opening up. Right, so I'm leaning back a little bit, curling in, grabbing a little bit higher here than shoulder height, usually helps get the bicep engaged. So instead of grabbing really low, even my hand is anchored a little bit higher. There you just do one side on round 1, other side on round 2, or switch halfway through. Okay, if you're done your arm circles, let's get some torso twists in. I can also do it with a band. With the band or weight, regardless of what I'm using, making sure this upper portion of my arm isn't doing a lot of work. So I'm not twisting like this, right? Upper arm is locked in, I'm curling up, controlling it back down. So I'm extending and curling through the elbow joint here, that's what's moving, but focusing on squeezing the bicep, right? Really squeeze that bicep, control it back down, squeeze and control it back down. Okay, if I've got weight, I can either use one, right, holding with both hands, curling up, whether it's kettlebell or a dumbbell, or again, I can go that single side, switch every round or switch halfway through the round. Okay, let's get some reverse lunges going. Drop down, push through. Okay, let's go for about 8 of those per side. Up next, we've got step ups. So if you've got something that's a good height for you to step onto, right? Just make sure it's a stable surface. If it's a chair, make sure it's not going to slide out from under you, right? You can always put it against a wall or something. But with the step ups, I want to plant that one foot. That foot is going to stay planted the entire round. I'm going to make sure my foot's full contact. I'm not pushing through the toes, right? Driving all the way up before that other foot comes down. Control it down, leave the foot planted all the way up before I come back down. Okay, again, you could switch halfway here between rounds or go one. I would recommend probably on this one, you should be able to go one side on round 1, other side on round 2. Okay, and then we're gonna also do, you can also add some weight. Sorry, lost train of thought there. You can also add some weight to make it a little bit harder, just making sure we wanna work both sides evenly. Okay, let's get some hamstring stretches going. So I'm gonna step forward, reach, bring it back. Step forward, push the hip back, reach, get that front leg hamstring stretched. Your last one here is sit-ups. Okay, so that can be bent knee, straight leg. If you've got something to lock your feet under, you can. But lying down on the ground, either way, I want to make sure my belly button is kind of my hinge point. So I don't want to pop my hips up to thrust me up, right? I want to think about pulling my belly button in, sitting up into a full tall position, right? Not finishing off in this hunched position. Control it back down. Exhale as you come up, and control it back down. You can always add some weight holding it on your chest if you need to make that one a little bit harder. And if I can't get a pretty good range of motion on a sit-up, I can always go into a 90-90 crunch. Again, exhaling as I come up, control it back down. Exhale as I come up, and control it back down. It is a 15 rep EMOM day. Let's finish off with 15 jumping jacks. Okay, it's a 15 rep EMOM, which means every minute on the minute, you're shooting for 15 reps. If you don't finish 15, that's okay. And if you do need to take a little bit of rest, kind of that last 10 seconds, that's okay too. If you're finding that you're not getting to 15 and you're just working a whole minute, then you're basically gonna end up working for 4 minutes straight. So if you do need a little bit of rest, that's okay. Chris and Arlen, if you need any adjustments, just let me know. Okay, but then we are gonna go into the first minute here, front raises. We're gonna do 4 minutes at one station, then move on to the next. So once you're done that station, 4 minutes of it, you're done that for the whole day now, okay?
Can I ask a question about step-ups?
Yeah.
Can I run stairs instead?
Sure, yeah, and actually, sorry, for anyone who doesn't have something to step onto, it would be a lunge, okay? So again, that reverse lunge, but really trying to drive slowly off of that front leg, walk out, right? Reverse, drive slowly off of that lock and walk out. But yes,
Okay.
Chris, you can do the stairs if you want.
Okay, but lunge is the other option. Okay.
Yeah, lunge would be the other body weight option there. Okay, minute 1 in 10 seconds. So starting with those front raises, the goal here is 15, but that doesn't mean I want to go super quick. 2, 1, and let's go. So I still want to try and maintain some focus, which is where you will work most of the minute here. Right, exhaling as I come up and controlling it back down. So I can do this with some lighter weights, right? They don't need to be super heavy. Making sure though that we're not leaning back, right? Core engaged, glutes are squeezed to keep that nice straight line through the body. You're going for 15 reps here, so you should be counting your reps, right? It's not for time. You got about 20 seconds left. If you're feeling like it's a lot in the shoulders, just take that second set up, back, and down, right? Try and lock that upper back in. 5 seconds here, and then you're going minute 2, 15 reps on the same exercise. And let's go. So minute 2, just going again, whether it's a band or weights, right? Exhaling as you come up, controlling it back down. Right? You can feel some of that through the upper back, right? Because I don't want to be here just doing this. I want to make sure I'm set up nice and proper. Nice and controlled. Okay, you're going for 15 reps here again, then a little bit of rest, and we've got 2 more sets. You are halfway through. Try and make sure, if you can, that the arms are staying locked out, so I'm not bending at the elbow too much, right? If I can, arms are locked out, controlling that up and down. 10 more seconds, and then we're on to the 3rd set. So if you need a little bit of rest here, just to reset, that's okay. 3, 2, 1, and you're going again. So round number 3, still aiming for 15, but if you were getting 10 or more, you're doing really good, right? That just means your time under tension, you're taking them nice and controlled. That's good. If you're using that mini band, make sure that the outward tension is there, right? We're not letting it pull us in more and more every rep. We want to keep that outward tension as we pull up. Good job, everyone. Again, reset the shoulders if needed here. You got 15 seconds, and then we're into the final set. 2, 1, and let's go. Right, so tuck that belly button in. Really focus on that controlled movement, right? If it's getting heavy and we're using a band, I don't want to pull with my hands. I want to rotate through the shoulder, right? Pulling it up and controlling it back down. Okay, so with that mini band, or depending on how we're holding weights, that can get really easy to start pulling, right? Really, I want to rotate through the shoulders, control it back down. Nice work, everyone. Just a reminder, after this, there's no rest or transition time. We're moving straight into the curls. 15 seconds. Five seconds. Just a reminder on the doorway, grabbing up a little bit higher, letting your body extend and pulling you in, and let's go. Bicep curls. With the band, upper portion of the arms locked in, squeezing the bicep as I come up, exhaling as I come up, and then trying to maintain control on the way back down. But I should be extending through the elbow, not rotating through the shoulder here. Okay, so if you need to, just adjust your weight here. The goal is still 15 reps every single exercise. So make sure you're counting through. "15 seconds, and then we're on to set number 2. So same thing, if I'm holding a kettlebell, a single kettlebell, right, I can still do those curls, or a single dumbbell. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Right, curling up, trying to make sure I'm not curling through the wrists, right? My wrist joint itself should stay nice and straight. I'm not curling in excessively like that. If you did one side, right, we should be doing side number 2 now. Same thing though, extending, curling up. This is halfway through your time, not necessarily your reps, right? You should be counting. And then we still got 2 more sets of these. "15 seconds, and then we're on to set number 3. So with the band, generally we go hammer grip here too, right? So thumbs are up. If you haven't been doing that, you can always switch up your grip. 2, 1, and let's go. Set number 3. If it's not feeling super hard, try and pause for that second squeeze at the top. Still control it on the way down, right? Versus going really fast through. If your weight's a little heavy, you can always use your hips a little bit to help you up, but then still try and control it on the way down. Right? You can use the hips a little bit to help you get it up if the weight you have is just a little too heavy, right? But what we don't want to do is this, right? So if anything, use the hips a little bit to keep you safe, but still helping work those biceps. "15 seconds, and then we're on your final set of curls. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. One more set, right? So even here, set the shoulders back. Make sure we're not too rounded like this. And squeezing your glutes can help you a little bit too. Just keep that straighter line in the body while you're doing that curl. Good job. Once you're done your 15 here, you're just resting, and then we are moving over to the step-ups or the lunges. Nice work, everyone. 15 seconds. Just a reminder, there's no time to transition, right? We're moving straight to it. Five seconds here, and then we're on to those step-ups. And let's go. So plant that foot all the way. Try and walk it all the way out before that other foot comes down. If it's a lower step that you have, right, even just slowing it down, really locking out versus just pumping a quick step, right? Time under tension there. So just slow it down if you're on a lower step than what you'd usually use at our facility. Still taking a big breath in, exhaling as you drive up, controlling it on the way down, and then also adding some weight if you need to here to make it a little bit harder. Count your reps, you're going for 15. "15 seconds. Remember, you're leaving that foot planted on the step or on the stool. 5 seconds, and then we should be switching sides. And good. So let's go again. Round number 2, switch to that other leg. Try and maintain control, right? We're not just pumping up and down, getting some control, really driving through that leg all the way up. Control it back down. You can even think of that other leg just hovering, right? It never actually has to touch down. If round 1 and 2 didn't feel super hard and you've got some weight available, go ahead and grab that. Remember, weight for something like this that you're just holding can always be a household item as well. Doesn't have to be a dumbbell or kettlebell. Nice work, everyone. You've got 15 seconds. Then we're on to set number 3, so back to the first side. If you're doing lunges, try and make sure you're not leaning forward too much. And on the lunge, you can hold some weight as well if you need to make it a bit harder. And let's go, minute 3. Don't forget to breathe on the lunge as well. Breath at the top, right? Drop down, exhale on the way up. Breath at the bottom, exhaling on the way up out of that, on that step up as well. This 30 seconds in, minute number 3 here. Remember, we've got that one more set to work both sides evenly yet. Nice work, everyone. 15 seconds, and then we're on to our final set of step-ups. 3, 2, 1, and good. Okay, let's go. Last minute here of those step-ups. So if you are getting tired, just try and watch how much you're doing that, right? Planting the foot, then stepping up all the way. If you need to, though, just push as far as you can with that one leg, right? Before you use the other leg to help. Good work, everyone. Just keep pushing through. This is your final set of these. Don't forget that big breath, tight core, right? Those are things that are going to help you get out of the bottom. 15 seconds. And then we're down to the ground for our sit-ups or crunches. 2, 1, and let's go. Crunches or sit-ups, great. So exhaling as you come back up. Try and maintain some control back down, right? We're not just swapping down. If you do 15 here relatively quickly, you might want to add some weight or even just try and slow them down, right? It's not 15, especially if you're going crunches, it's not 15 of these, right? Those tiny little movements. It's 15 controlled crunches, pause for 2 seconds maybe on the crunch, then come back down, exhale as you come up, pausing for a couple seconds if you're doing a crunch, and then controlling it back down, right? Your range of motion there is smaller, so your time to do it is usually a little bit less. 20 seconds here, and then we're on the second minute. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Remember, legs can be straight or bent. Even for the sit-up, right? I can have that bent knee position. Exhaling as I come up. Arms can be used for some momentum to help, right? But try and make sure we're still using the abdominals, right? Really getting that good squeeze through, pulling that belly button in to help to bring me up. This is round number 2 of these. You got it. Remember, you should be breathing on every rep. Big breath in, exhale as you come up. 15 seconds. Then we're over to set number 3. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So like I said, if that's not hard, I can hold some weight on my chest, right? That'll make it harder to get up as well. Nice work, everyone. This is set number 3 of your sit-ups. One more set after this. "20 seconds here. We're on to our final minute after that. 10 seconds. So if you're not at 15 and you need a little break, go ahead and take it. But then we've got one more set. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So if this has not felt hard yet, right? This isn't a single-sided exercise. You're working both sides. If this has not felt hard, feel free to just go the full minute through. Nice work, everyone. Just breathe through it, right? One rep at a time until you get to your 15. This is 30 seconds. "15 seconds. Get as many as you can here if you're not at 15 yet. 2, 1, and that's it. Awesome job. Take about 30 seconds here. Grab something to drink if you need it, and then we will get into our finisher. Okay, hopefully everyone's doing okay there. Our exercises, our finisher today is accumulating 50 reps of each for 2 different exercises. Okay, so the goal here is I've got 2 exercises. I'm completing 50 reps of each for a total of 100 reps throughout that 5 minutes. Okay, exercise number 1 is a gorilla row. Or not a gorilla row, sorry, that was yesterday, is a grave digger. So if you've got a dumbbell, that's likely gonna be the easiest thing to use for this. If you've got 2 that are lighter weights, right, you can always hold one in each hand, just kind of stacking them together. So what that looks like is I'm gonna come down into a kneeling position. I'm gonna bring that dumbbell up to my right shoulder, press it overhead, full lockout. So I'm not pressing out in front, I'm locking my head through, back down to the other shoulder, back down to the ground, that's 1. And now if I came up to my right shoulder first, rep number 2, I'm coming out to the left, press out, back down, back to the ground. So that would have been 2 reps right there. If you don't have a weight that's reasonable or something easy to clean over to the shoulder and over the head there, what it'll get you to do instead is just an overhead press. So that can be 2 arm or 1 arm, right? So if I've got a band or a dumbbell or a weight that's just a little bit more easier, right? we can just do overhead presses as well. I realize you can't see my head there, but you all know what an overhead press looks like, right? So I can also do that single arm, just doing like, let's say 5 on one side, 5 on the other. Okay, so those are kind of the two options there for exercise number 1 is either that overhead press or that grave digger. Okay, exercise number 2 is a jump squat. So just dropping down, jumping up, making sure I'm landing, even if I don't go directly into the next one, right? Let's say I'm just doing a single, landing with that soft knee. Down, up, landing with that soft knee, right? We want to absorb impact for joint purposes, right? We don't want to land with locked out legs. If the jump is something that's not going to work for you, squat down, just try and power up at least, even if my feet don't leave the ground. Try and power up as much as I can. And then you're just accumulating 50. So if you want to go for all 50 on one exercise, then all 50 on the other, that's fine. If you want to go half and half, you want to break it up into sets of 10, whatever works for you, best to keep track and best for your work capacity, totally fine. We're going to set a 5-minute timer and you are just working through 50 reps on each, okay? If you finish in less than 5 minutes, you're either done or you can just keep going, see how many you can get in 5 minutes, right? And if you don't get all of them done, totally fine as well. Okay, just trying to make sure this is your finisher, so we want to push pretty hard here in our last 5 minutes. Okay, so if anyone has any questions, again, feel free to reach out. Feel free to let us know. Chris and Arlen, you're good to go there? Yeah, okay, awesome. 10 seconds here, and then we're going to get started. So remember, with that grave digger, up, over, down to the ground is 1 rep. And let's go. Right, so bringing it up to the shoulders, over the head, down, that's 1. Make sure that we're reversing, right? So we should be doing 25 up to the right shoulder, 25 up to the left shoulder first. Nice job, starting with those jump squats. Yeah, get those through, that's awesome. Try and make sure with jump squats though, or with squats in general, that we're not just starting to do this, right? You still want to try and get full range of motion, whatever that is for you on your squat. So still dropping down, pushing through to come back up. Good job, everyone. Right, if you don't have any weights, then I would be expecting that you're likely going with a band for those overhead presses. Okay, you're 1 minute in, we've got 4 minutes to go. The weight you have isn't super heavy. You can also just slow down the grave diggers, but keep in mind you are doing 50 of them, so even if the weight doesn't feel heavy in the first 10 to 20 reps, it likely will by the time you start hitting that halfway and further mark. Looks good. Make sure you're locking out the arms all the way, whether it's an overhead press or a grave digger, right? It doesn't have to be aggressively locked out. Try to make sure you're getting full extension, not finishing off here, just scooping over your head, right? You want to lock it out, bring it back down. That's 2 minutes gone. You've still got 3 minutes to go. Job, everyone. If you are doing a single arm overhead press, just make sure we're working both sides evenly. This is the halfway point, halfway to your 5 minutes. Good job, especially as those legs get tired. Just make sure you're still going full range of motion on those squats. Looks good. Okay, that's 3 minutes gone. We're over halfway here, working our way down, only 2 minutes to go. Good job. Don't forget to breathe, right? We're breathing on every rep here. You got 90 seconds to go. So like I said, if you're coming close to the end here and there's still time left, feel free to just keep going, or you're done. Remember, you're just accumulating 50, so you're going at your own pace here. But by now, your heart rate should be up there, right? We should feel like we've worked quite a bit. This is almost 4 minutes straight of work. Okay, last minute. Time to really push here. Get as many as you can in. And then we will stretch. Good job, everyone. Just keep pushing. "30 seconds. So if you're on grave diggers, right, they should have evened out because you're coming up to one side first and then reversing back over to the other side, right? So you should have worked both sides evenly there. 15 seconds, just as many as you can here. Three, two, one, and that's time. Okay, nice job, everyone. Take again about 30 seconds here, grab something to drink, and we will stretch and call it a day. Okay, we're gonna start standing here. So we're gonna bring our arms back behind, right? Think about rotating the shoulders back, pulling the arms down a little bit, chest forward. Nice deep breaths here, right? That stretch from the shoulder down into the chest. Good, nice relaxing breath here, regardless of what we're stretching, right? Just deep breaths. Next, we're gonna take that big inhale in, let ourselves fall forward as we exhale. Let's start with some arm circles, okay? So just letting those arms kind of sway nice and loose. Deep, relaxing breaths over here. Good, now switch the direction your arms are swaying. Good, kind of just ragdolling up nice and slow. Right, you can let your arms or shoulders roll all the way back. Okay, next we're gonna come down to the floor. Okay, we're gonna have both feet out in front. Think about pointing my toes back towards my body. It's okay here if I'm not reaching my toes, right? I'm gonna point my toes back towards my body, try and get that full leg pressed against the ground. So not a big gap here between your legs or your legs and the ground. And then sitting up nice and tall, I'm just gonna exhale as I lean forward through the waist. So it's not so much about reaching with the shoulders here, right? I'm just gonna lean forward and I should feel a pretty good stretch in the back of the legs. Nice, deep, relaxing breathing while we're here. We're gonna ease off of that for a second or two. Right, just let everything be loose. And then we're gonna take a big breath in, exhale as we go forward again. Good. We're going to change that just a little bit by going nice and wide with the feet now. Just getting a little bit more into the inner thigh as well. Same thing though, just going as wide as I can with my feet. And now just leaning forward a little bit with the chest, right? So leaning forward through the waist, just as far as you can until you feel that gentle stretch. Nice, deep, relaxing breathing here. And good. We're gonna bring our feet in now, so the soles of your feet are together, just pulling in as close as you can to the body. You don't need to if you're already feeling good stretch, that's good. If you have to, right, you can push down a little bit on the knees just to increase that stretch through the groin area. Nice, deep, relaxing breaths here as well. And good. Okay, we're gonna come up into a kneeling position. Now I'm gonna think about bringing my fingertips pointed back towards me, and I'm gonna go into just some rockers here. So nice and relaxed. I'm not holding too long, too far, or too long, or going too far. Right, just into little rocking type motions here. This is stretching through the wrist, elbow. Maybe you might feel it a little bit into the bicep, right? But we were pretty tight with all of those curls. And good. Okay, we're going to stretch out kind of the torso, core, a little bit of the back here. Okay, so I'm going to lie down on my back like a T. I'm going to bring my right knee up, grab it with my left hand. I want to keep my hand in contact with the knee the whole time. So I don't want the leg to kind of start extending where my knee goes away. Right here, I'm going to exhale as I bring it over to the opposite side, just as far as I can. Right? Keeping my knee up at that kind of 90-degree angle will give me a little bit more of a stretch through the glute here. And then just nice, slow, relaxing breathing, exhaling. Right? As I loosen up, I might twist further and further. Just getting a bit of a stretch through the torso, so the core and your lower back. Good. Back to the middle. Opposite knee comes up, grabbing that left knee now with my right hand, and same thing, exhaling as I'm coming forward, just going as far as I can, leaving that knee or that hand on that knee, right, even if the knee's not on the ground. As you relax, right, that knee might come further and further closer to the ground. And good, bring it back to the middle. And that is it for your Thursday morning. Thanks for joining me. Just a reminder, even if you're watching the replay, if you need any help, feel free to email, message us through social media, whatever works for you. Have a great rest of your week.